Let us begin Chapter 5, Section 6. Problem number 1, perform each division. So here we have a binomial divided by a monomial. So let's divide each term of the denominator, divide that by the denominator, the numerator divided by the denominator. So we have 15x squared divided by x minus 9x to the 5th divided by x. Now we use our quotient rule. When you're dividing exponents, you are going to subtract the degrees. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we have 15x minus 9, 5 minus 1 is 4. So this is our final answer, 15x minus 9x to the 4th. The next one, again, we take each term of the numerator and divide that by the denominator. So 6a squared divided by negative 2a squared minus 4a. Again, we have a negative divided by negative, so let's just make that positive. Divided by 2a squared. And we have a positive divided by negative, so it's a negative 12 divided by 2a squared. So now let's use our quotient rule. We have 6 divided by negative 2, which is negative 3. The a squareds cancel. And now we have the plus, again, because we had a negative divided by a negative. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And we have 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 is negative 1. A to the negative 1 is 2 over a. Again, let me write this down here. A negative degree becomes positive when you flip it. So that's how come the a is on the bottom, because 1 minus 2 is negative 1. A to the negative 1 is 1 divided by a. And here we have 12 divided by 2a squared. Again, we had a positive divided by negative, which becomes a negative. And we have 6, and we just keep the a squared on the bottom. And this is our final answer. Problem number 2. Find each quotient using long division. So let's divide x plus 5 divided by x squared plus 7x plus 10. So now you ask yourself, x goes into x squared how many times? X times. So now you multiply x times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Now we subtract, which cancels the x squareds. Now you have 7x minus 5x, which is 2x. And you bring down the 10. So again, x goes into 2x how many times? Twice. And again, you multiply. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 10, 2 times 5, I'm sorry, is 10. Now you subtract. The 2x's cancel, and you have 10 minus 10, that also cancels. So your final answer is x plus 2. The next problem, x minus 1. Divide that by 3x squared minus x minus 4. So you ask yourself, x goes into 3x squared how many times? 3x times. And then you multiply 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 1 is a negative 3x. And again, you subtract. 3x minus 3x cancels. Negative x plus 3x is 2x. Again, don't forget, a negative times a negative is a positive. So 1, negative 1 plus 3 is 2. And then you bring down the negative 4. So x goes into 2x how many times? 2 times. And then 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And again, we subtract, which cancels the first term, the 2x minus 2x cancels. You have negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, which is your remainder. And you would write your answer as 3x plus 2 minus 2 over your divisor, which is x minus 1. And this is our final answer. And the last problem is you have x plus 3. Divide that by 4x cubed plus 11x squared minus 8x minus 10. So you ask yourself, x goes into 4x cubed how many times? 4x squared times. And you multiply this times this, which becomes 4x cubed. 4x squared times 3 is 12x squared. Then you subtract, which cancels the first term. 11x squared minus 12x squared is negative 1x squared. And you bring down the negative 8x. So again, you ask yourself, x times what will give you negative x squared? And that is negative x. Negative x times x is negative x squared. Negative x times 3 is negative 3x. Again, you subtract. Don't forget to put the parentheses here so you can distribute the negative. A negative times a negative becomes a positive and it cancels. A negative times a negative again is a positive. So you have negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5x. And you bring down the 10, negative 10. So x goes into negative 5x how many times? Negative 5 times. And you multiply negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 3 is a negative 15. And again, let us distribute the negative. Negative times a negative is a positive, which cancels. Negative times a negative is a positive, so you have negative 10 plus 15 is 5, and that is your remainder. So your final answer is 4x squared minus x minus 5 plus 5 over x plus 3. And this concludes Chapter 5, Section 6.